Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. It's your boy Max over here on the podcast. So, based on popular demand, I was asked to give two things. First and foremost, I was asked to do a podcast about how competence theory won the Chancellor's Cup, but that will take time. So, between then and now, I will do a podcast on how my experience in Covenant University was and what I've learned. So I grouped it into 6 things. Depending on how long this podcast is, we will break it into 2 episodes or 3 maximum. But if it's a series, I hope you guys enjoy it and listen, share to your friends. I think one of the things I would want you guys to do specifically for people in Covenant University, and even if you're just in the university in general, share to your friends. These things may be blessings. No, not maybe, will be blessings, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, yeah. Now, these things, I'm going to just say them in random order. I don't really have in particular order, but I wrote them down. There are 6. So, which starts with, I feel like one that isn't given, take your academics seriously. Now, one of the things I say I regret from Covenant University, I wouldn't really say I regret, but let's call it a regret, is I didn't really take my academics seriously early. I think that's the key word there, early. But the truth is, at some point in your Covenant University, you take your academics serious, whether you want to or not, really. Whether it will be when issues begin to happen to you, or when you fail the course, or when it is close to exam period and you don't know anything about the course, because believe me, you're surprised how many times that they happen to me. See, where it just 1 week to exam or 2 weeks to exam, and I don't even know the course code. Sorry, not the course code, the course title. I don't even know what it is. Because of the content of the course. Honestly, the fact that I finished this week is just good. And for you guys reasoning, no, I didn't even finish. I did not finish on the first class. I already knew. Whether I'm mad when I get 5.0 in my results, I did not finish on the first class, but I finished on the strong 2-1. So we thank God for that. Now, hear me out. Take your academic seriously from 100 level. What people don't get is that your 100 level is the easiest way to build your GPA. And no matter what you do in subsequent years, your 100 level starts as a with foundation, alpha and omega. And I think what people also don't get is that 100 level, regardless of whatever you feel is hard at that point in time, is the easiest level you will probably have in terms of workload, in terms of the kind of work you are doing. But at the time when you're at the level, it feels like, because if I tell you that 100 level is easy, you're like, what are you saying? You know when you know 100 level is easy? When you are now beginning to apply the stuff you learned in 100 level to other stuff. Because let me tell you something. As much as they will tell you, it's just science, it's just clinical. What people don't understand is engineering is the application of science to solve real world problems. So if you don't actually even understand the science, I promise you the engineering will be 10 times harder. Because I have the opportunity to obviously talk to people. I talk to people a lot. And one thing I learned about it is what they learned in 100 level that they are using now. It is the foundation, because you see something that, like they are teaching a course. Like if you go to a tutorial or somebody who really, really understands a course, like in-depth knowledge in the course, you find out that what the person is really referring to is the basics. Like everybody knows Ibiang. Ibiang is obviously a guru. But when we went to, I can't remember the tutorial, but most of the time you go to Ibiang's tutorials, you will just hear him breaking down the fundamentals, simple things in physics and electronics that you learned in 100 level, you learned in secondary school, but because you didn't take it seriously, you've forgotten them. But these are the things you now use present day. Because what people try and do is understand things at the surface level. When you understand things at the surface level, the best you can do is that you get that concept. But if they twist that concept in a particular way, you may not grasp it. That's why when they change the question in a way, they will change. Because what people expect is that most of the time they just change values and they just change the wording of the question, but then the general concept is the same. When they twist the logic of the question, people begin to wonder, Jesus, what is this? Clinical. When you understand the fundamentals, to be honest, you can turn the question inside out 20 once. It still works. So that was to take your head very seriously. And how do I mean? But from 100 level, form the habit of reading to understand. If you form the habit of reading to understand from your 100 level, when you get to things like 300 level, because I keep saying 300 level is the hardest level you ever go through. The most stressful is 400 level and 500 level. But the hardest level is 300. 300 level is stressful, it's hard because the kind of courses you'll be doing, you'll just be so lost. Like, because that's the place where they are trying to weed, what's the word, chaff. Human beings are not serious. That's what they're trying to weed them out. 400 level, you believe at least you've been established. Now just finish up. And then 500 level, just pack your load and be going. Your 500 level, they are more concerned about project than anything else, to be very honest. To be very honest. You just sprinkle a few skills that they think you should know at that point in time, which is stupid to me, but anyhow you want to do it. But 300 level, that is where you will see coursework that are just like, what is this? If you see, sometimes I feel like I could have recorded our conversations, me, Valo, Arizi, my guys, when we're talking about our coursework. You don't see how frustrating we want to do, because there's someone just be like, what is the usefulness of this thing? A lot of you, what's the usefulness of introduction to the machines, motors or generators as a computer engineering student? See how they work in power station. Like, you just be so annoyed. Is the course that hard? No. When you compare to the other courses I'm learning C, which is useful to compare engineering, but the way I'm learning it, you just be so lost. Honestly, the whole thing is just very disgusting, to be very honest. But take it seriously, because I bet you that if you understand the foundations, and the truth is, what people don't understand is that kind of learning builds a particular ethic in you. The ethic of learning to understand. If you build up that thing from 100 level, I promise you to help you in 500 level. Because when you build up, what people don't understand is sometimes learning is not about what you are learning, but the ethic of what you are doing, the principle behind it. So when you are doing something, right, don't just think I'm doing this thing because of what I'm doing. I'm building a particular skill. For example, I was talking to somebody a few days ago, or actually, I think yesterday, and I told this person, see, sometimes building a strong conversation with somebody is just about listening and responding. Listening and responding. A lot of people don't listen, they just hear. You just hear something, and the next thing that you want to come up to is to just that thing. You listen to what the human being is saying. When you listen, take your time to process and respond. Because I don't understand why somebody is listening to me and cannot think. Like, and it's girls mostly, I could be honest. You are terrible listeners. Like, girls are very terrible listeners. And it's part of the reasons why girls actually cannot hold good conversations for a very long time. I can be talking to somebody from 6 o'clock 10, and the conversation will be bubbling all through. Because I am listening to you and I am responding to what you are saying. A lot of people, and people say, oh, I'm being sexist. Bro, it's mostly girls that do this thing. You cannot hold conversation. They say, oh, usually if you like, must you like somebody before you can hold a conversation? So if your coworker is talking to you, you cannot hold a conversation because you don't like him or you don't like him. Like some stupid excuses I hear from some people. So you tell me that you cannot build a simple skill of listening to somebody. The truth is, it's not everybody you like that you need something from. Sometimes I don't like the human being, but I know this person will add value to my life. I need to learn how to listen. Some of you cannot just shut up. Your mind is always active. Shut up. Empty your mind and just listen to what the human being is saying. It sounds like I'm ranting, but sincerely, that's one of the that's one of the things from Conrad University that I just felt like really, I noticed it so early that Maxwell, it's so easy to talk to you. One, because I don't stress people out. When I'm talking to you, I can never force you to say what you don't want to say. So I'm drifting away off the. So I hold a conversation because I'm listening. You realize that when I'm talking to you, I'm talking about the things you are saying, and we're talking about it, not all the things that in my head. Or you just enter a conversation with what's in your head that you start talking about. So when the conversation is now dead, you now be wondering, is it me? It's you. When the conversation is happening, it's only the thing in your head that you know. You cannot even listen and try to communicate. People say that, oh, I sound very smart. The reason is because whenever you're talking, I'm picking things from what you're saying and I'm responding. So it sounds as if I have knowledge of what you're saying, but I really, really don't. It is what you just said that I'm replaying back to you in a different form. But because the basic, I've ranted too much. All right, let's go back. So sorry. I was writing, I don't steal my account. Okay, back to the point. Academic. See, my point here is learn the ethic of learning to understand. When I knew I didn't have this ethic was when I was restarting my network research / cybersecurity journey. You know why? Because at this point, I was not learning for an exam. I was not learning that, oh, I'm trying to cram something, I'm trying to get something. I was trying to understand concept. I think this is one of the I don't want to say learning gaps between the average African / Nigerian. Let me talk about Nigerian because that is more I know, and the people abroad and all these things. We build the cold work ethic, but we build the terrible learning ethic. In the sense that people abroad, I'll use US for example, a lot of the time they are supposed to understand. Even inside a question they say it is very clear. That is why you enter SATs and you're wondering why they don't repeat past questions. All these things, I'm not saying they do, but they don't repeat it as much as what you think you see. In Nigeria exam, you can see the same set of questions 2 years verbatim. So then, sometimes I look at these things and I'm like, see, when you build that ethic, you don't even understand what you're doing at that time. It may seem very frustrating. It takes a lot more time to learn to understand because that's what your lecturers mean by, oh, they don't just read the notes, they read other resources. They don't necessarily mean they just begin to pick other resources and be cramming. They see a concept, all right? They understand that concept, but to make sure they solidify that concept, they go around and pick other resources that add a little bit more context, a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more understanding to what you are learning. So that no matter what you are learning, all right, no matter what you are learning, you grasp the full concept. That is why I've said this. I teach cybersecurity and networking without notes. If you see me in a class, a lot of the time, I just bring the note for show. And for people who they want to see it in writing, because I don't write much on the board, so I just teach it. So I bring that thing that, okay, you want to see it, okay, this, because I understand something about visual learners, all the gist I'm talking about, they will never remember it. So I bring notes, so at least write it so you can see what I'm saying. But a lot of the time, I teach it from my head. Because I have learned this thing to the extent that, okay, wow, I've looked at different sources. You can ask me a lot of things about networking. Even the ones I am not so sure of, because of my foundation is so strong, I will be able to relate it and understand it. For example, this semester, we did a course on networking. Now, up until that time, my knowledge on firewalls was rusty. When I say rusty, as in I've actually not read anything on firewalls for a very long time. But because I had foundational knowledge in that course, when I was in the class and they were asking questions, I was answering like I understood it like a pro. Even the lecturer was like, hey, this guy knows what he's saying. Can you go? This is not to brag. But because I understood concepts, whether or not I forgot the information did not matter because I understood it. And that's what I mean by learning to understand, not learning to cram. So learning to cram is for dire situations. But if you are trying to get that 5.0, I think my biggest 2 things I'll tell you. Forget all this, read, can you read? I'm giving you practical steps. Learn to understand. 1, 2, build a very good work ethic. What everybody does is build a very good work ethic. So they'll be jacking from G on the semester like mad. Like they are a sane human being. Because me, I don't know, I can't jack from the beginning of the semester. It just can't work for me. It really, 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 really can't. And you see the difference in my 400 level and 500 level CGPA, GPA compared to what I had in 100 and 300, 100 to 300. Because 400 level, 500 level, also my CGPA was very strong. So my GPA was very strong because I understood the concept. Obviously, some courses I still had to cram because CU is insane for giving you that many courses to do and expect you to be learning everything. And a lot of these courses are not even related. So you just be wondering. At least I looked at the syllabus from one of my guys from abroad. And at least the syllabus is even related. So you can do 4 courses and they are intertwined. As in, oh, you're using this in this, you're using this in this, you're using this in this, you're using this in this. So you can always say, okay, you can relate the concept you learned from one course to another. In this one, no. You find 2 courses that are iterated. Marks. Yeah, so obviously I get that. So that's for academics, take it serious. The second thing is learning skill. I'll try to do 2 in 1 so that we can work it out. Learning skill. See, let me tell you before saying. In C, if you are relying on academics alone, by the time you get out there, you realize how useless you are. Let me give you a quick culture shock. If you're at 100 level, learn a skill. You don't know how important this is. Learn a skill. Like, for the love of God Almighty, I promise you, the time you get to 400 level, you not say you want to start learning a skill. You realize you realize how much work you have to do. Because now, your work schedule is already tight. You already have a lot of responsibilities. Some of you are even foolish enough to have baby at that time. No judgment. But honestly, at that point in time, you are already so busy that learning a skill at that time is so hard. Like I tell you, even the cybersecurity I did, 500 level, I didn't touch anything. I didn't study, I didn't practice because of the amount of workload I had. But I want to say I'm learning a skill. Learning from 100 level. Let me tell you what that does. Number one, learning a skill at 100 level is easier because you have the time. It feels like a lot of the time you really do, but you do. The stupid thing is that you just used to waste a lot of time. If I go into the concept of time management, I feel like I'll spend 2 hours here. But let's just leave it. That's it. You have time. Make out the time to learn. Take your time and read and study, practice, and learn, regardless of whatever you do. In the book Outliers by Carl Newport, he said, if you practice 4 hours a day, 4 hours out of 24 hours is not too much. And to be honest, it doesn't have to be 4 hours straight. 1 hour, 4 times a day is 4 hours. Hey, let me break it down to you. 30 minutes 8 times a day is 4 hours. So meaning if I do something 30 minutes 8 times a day for 1 year, I'll be in the top 1% of my discipline. You get, I'll be in the world, top 1%. Now, I don't want to do the math because I don't want to embarrass myself here. But top 1% is where the human beings that are earning billions are. Top 1% is where the human beings that are the top level of their field are. I'm not talking about entry level, I'm talking about brilliant people. That means from 100 level to 200 level, 4 hours every day, your life will change drastically. And you can do it because you have the time. Let's assume, okay, exam time, yeah, there's a lot of backlog. So you won't be able to do it. Remove exam period, which is, to be honest, three times a year. I think it should be 3 or 2 times. Let's just say 3 times a year. Exam period is 3 times a year. Exam period is 4 weeks maximum. 4 weeks times 3 is 12 weeks. 12 weeks out of 52 is what, 14 weeks. So 4 weeks in a year. 4 hours a day. That's all you need. And you'll be at the top 1%. Let's say because of the 12 weeks you moved, top 2% you owned. You don't understand how mad that is. Learn a skill for God's sake. And you honestly, it doesn't have to be any skill. Learn a skill you are interested in. A lot of people, the reason why you don't even go far is because you just see a skill that makes money and you see you want to not get to the skill. That's why the skill requires a lot of effort and work, like this and that. And then you just say, this one is not for me. And then you step. Like, I don't get you. You learn the skill, you knew you don't even have the skills to do it. As you knew you don't have God did not grace you with the grace to do it, but you went to go and learn. When you go frustrated, you don't stop. Some of your attention span and your resilience is about 5%, but you enter things like programming. Programming that even human beings that have the highest patience in the world still get frustrated. You, that almost, if they step on you small, not small, you don't even have patience without slapping the human being, without enter programming. You're a joker. Because you'll break your screen, is the truth. Because by the time you see code error, it's not running. And your IDE is not even showing any errors. You run the code, it's not running. You're saying there's a problem. There's no error in your code. There's no this thing. The logic is fine. You just be staying at the screen. A lot of people don't understand how programming is. That you believe that every time there's a problem, your IDE will show you the error. So you go and fix it and you're good. I'm like, if it was that easy, the software developers will not be paid that much. Because the Kukuma know that no matter what you do, your IDE will show you whatever you want. But they know that they are paying for the analytical reasoning, the logic, the resilience, the time. That's why they are paid so high. That's why you hear somebody is doing senior dev in 400 level and he's getting paid almost 1 million. You'll not be like, this guy, clinical. When the human being was stressing himself in 100 level, letting you were there, being real babe outside. Oh, no. Sorry. Oh my God. If you are catching yourself here, please no vex. But it just has to be said. Now, listen. Learn a skill. You will not. Please, I'm begging you. Because honestly, you will regret this. You regret not learning a skill early. Because when you now see people in your level making, number one, serious money, number two, making grounds in their... Because apparently, let me tell you something, it's not all about money. Sometimes you just notice that there's a gap between you and so-called mates. You know how sad, how somehow it feels. I don't know about some people, maybe not everybody, but me, when I realized that, this person is in senior dev. You know, there's a difference between dev, junior dev, and senior dev. Senior dev. Forget the fact that we used to do this guy is actually senior dev. And me, I don't even have anything that I can do with my hand. All I can do right now is praise God, which is very good, which is very good, but I can't even do anything with my life. Just how sad that feels. Like, you just feel so useless. But all you had to do was start early. So people throughout lockdown, what you were doing was unspeakable things with your pay while somebody was learning programming. But now the person is earning 400k and you are living your allowance and you're wondering why two of you are not the same. God will punish you for that. Because when the person was working, you were doing atrocities. Now the person is better than you and you're wondering, some of you now be getting angry. You have to do in fact, who is this person? Who do you think he is? He's better than you. He's better than this is a wake-up call. I'm not even here to tell you, oh, you're a nice person. Don't feel bad. Feel bad. Feel bad and do something about it. Because the way I see some people wasting life, and you have potential. Like you actually are better than what you think you are. But because you are doing stupid things, that's how you just be moving around empty. Hey God. Seriously. Sometimes I'm telling you guys, see, learn is skill. You know, let me tell you something. It really have to be something so dignified. Some people be like, oh, pottery. Learn is skill. There's some people that if you make some kind of pot for them now, you will pay 600k. I know the thing about those things because you buy them once and you get your money once. Then you can be working for 4 years and still not earn 100k. But when you make significant artworks, people will see them say, "This is so beautiful." You price. I know the thing. It's not like there's a market value on the market. Meaning it is you that will value what you have. Human being wants to buy it, then you struggle for the valuation and you come in between. If you value something at 40k, somebody say, no, this is 10k. You value it in the way you get the person to pay 25. Have you not made money from something that you made with water, sand, and whatever? 25k, just like that. So yeah, making, do you know? And like this, people, it's not all about even making something. Even offering a service is very good. Because developers are mostly offering a service. Well, they are making something, but they're also offering a service. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like, learn a skill that will be valuable to your life. Don't say, oh, because I'm in Interrail, I cannot code. I know somebody that graduated from economics. She's a UI UX person. I know somebody that is currently, what's even her course? I think he's in English safe. And she's one of the best people I know in a particular language. I can't even remember the language she's doing, but I know that she's very, very neat. So it doesn't even matter your course. It doesn't matter. One of the best data analysts I know is in industrial maths. Yeah, industrial maths, data analyst. Okay, you guys always say it's science. One of the best UX guys I know is in economics. She graduated from economics. Tell me what economics has to do with UI UX. So don't say, oh, it's because of this thing. Okay, one of the best photographers I know is in AI. Photography is not even science. She's in AI. And can I just say, girls are just naturally good at these things, to be very honest. Picking up a skill is mostly girls. Guys do it from time to time, but most of the things I've seen the best at is babes. I can't even lie. Because, I don't even know why, but mostly it's just girls. So, as a senior mom, I tell you, what they look behind, because you'll be a father. I'm not saying you have to be the main breadwinner, but in this Nigeria, with the way women are moving, you understand, better be the breadwinner. So that you will not get home one day and you see finish. Because if you are misbehaving, it's okay. Because a lot of you don't even have attitude. You don't even have the correct character to start with. You will not have money. How do you not want to marry? You think your toxicity will take you far? Where now they go? Just they go. Because when a woman has money, it's a thing of pride. But when a man has money, it's also a thing of pride. I can't marry a broke woman, period. It is not because I'm saying, oh, will I be broke? No. Or will I marry a broke woman? No. I want you to be independent and have your own money. It's not every time you come and meet me for something. I love what something one of my friends said. She said that even when I'm asking you for something, I have the capacity to buy it. I just want to ask you as my boyfriend. That is solid. That is being with sense. It means that, oh, she has the money. She's not broke. Not be person with it. You are broke. You never meet your boyfriend. You're not depending on him. When he now says that he says get exchange, if the guy doesn't have money every time, hey, how you talk about it? Anyways, I'm going too far. Let it skill. Do better with your life, please. Let it skill. I know a lot of people have already been offended, and that's fine. I'm here to offend you so you do better with your life. Really. I'm not here to smile with you, but like realistically, I love doing this so much, honestly. Because some people need reality checks. Oh, you are brilliant. You are brilliant. babe, see, you're fine. When your fineness will expire, I don't think people understand that. Like, your beauty will expire. A lot of people will stop looking for your beauty at a point. So what are you going to do when people are not looking for your beauty anymore? You think everybody's looking for fine babe? I said, okay, they play. When you want to marry a guy and you just realize it, come, this baby is actually quite useless. She cannot do it, she cannot cook, she cannot clean, she doesn't have anything doing for herself. This woman will just come and sit down in the house and be a housewife. Okay, she can cook and clean, she should not be a housewife. While me, I go and stress myself. No, we can't work out. Because the truth is not everybody is looking for a housewife. It's really not. So when you are just useless and you cannot do anything, and the only thing you have in your head is your degree, and you didn't progress it after that, you're young. Go and learn a skill. Be very, very good. Be very, very good at what you do. Even if it's that thing, even if it's your degree, make sure that you're the best at it. Or sometimes adding that extra 1%, adding that extra 2% makes things work. Atomic habits, making little changes that make a big difference over time. You get. So the thing about people, I've read the Atomic Habits, and let me tell you something. What they are there from that book is very simple. Is that people think that big changes, so people think that bad habits are things that happen instantly. Bad habits and good habits happen at the same time. Little changes, little significant changes that happen, or little insignificant changes that you do every day that make a difference over time. It's not the burger you ate in one day that made you fat. It is the little things. It is the veryy you've been taking with sugar every single day that cause diabetes. It is not the day you drank 2 kilos of sugar that cause the diabetes. Just how I'm saying. It is not the burger you ate one day, or it is not the king size chicken you ate one day that made you fat. It is the fatty stuff, the sausage, the egg, the kidney that you've been eating on a constant basis that made you fat. In the same way, it is not one day of origin that will make you smart, that will make you good at what you do. It is the constant 30 minutes reading a day, 8 times a day that made you brilliant at your work. So take this thing and do what you will with it. This is just my advice. Just how I'm saying. Don't take it as this guy is insulting me. That's a business. You cannot come and attack me. I think that's one of the beautiful things about this podcast. Even if you attack me, I can choose to air you. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you like create your own podcast to attack me, fantastic. We'll drag it out of this piece. So I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. The next one, we'll be talking. Let's just calm down. We'll see what we talk about. Have a good day.